foes, subscribers, non-subscribers. Well, why don't you subscribe? It does not cost you anything, and it does not even matter whether you hate watch or you like watch, whatever floats your boat. But if you're getting something out of watching my channel, then please press that subscribe button, even if you are already a star on YouTube or a celebrity of some sort. If you're watching my channel, please press that subscribe button. If nothing else, I show up for you as often as I can, and that means mostly every day. So please press that subscribe button. You know, to keep doing this, I need you to return the favor and show up for me. That is all I ask. I do not beg for money, although every cent is obviously appreciated. But I never ask for anything except that you subscribe. When the day comes that YouTube or someone else decides to take a certain side and clean up YouTube, who do you think will go first? The smaller channels, because we do not have the resources to fight back. Our voices will just be squashed out. So in order to prevent that from happening, I'm asking you politely to please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please. Okay, guys, now some of you who know me can likely hear that I am still suffering a little fighting that darn black dog. Nothing is helping, so I will go get a new prescription for those happy pills on Monday. So I apologize about the sarcasm, anger, frustration lately. Luckily, I'm often funny when I'm like this. Let's say I overcompensate when the black dog is visiting. Now, I don't even know why I'm sharing this. Maybe it is because I know that somewhere out there is someone in the exact same position. And whoever you are, I just want to tell you, you are not alone. If, like me, you have dry patches under your eyes, across your cheeks, because you are crying about things from 40 years ago, because you laugh until you cry because you are frustrated, you cry because you're angry, you cry because you're worried. Oh, boy. My friend, take my hand. We will get through this. Remember, around here we do not give up. Not now. And not ever. Yesterday I was feeling so much better. And then, this morning, mid-morning, I crashed. But my friend, I promise you, it will be okay. Even if it does not feel like it right now. So here's to you, my friend. You are good, you are great, and we'll make it. Sometimes that bucket of tears helps to cleanse the soul. Okay, so what is to follow may or may not cleanse the soul, most likely not, but some of it may. So let's go. You know, I worked so hard to explain life in Africa during that Barker debacle, but no one wanted to hear and listen. And today I want to, metaphorically speaking, kiss Prince William's boots. I absolutely do not support domestic violence, RAPE, or any kind of abuse, and that includes abuse of power. It is the kind of thing I am an active campaigner against. No one has the right. But African parks employ 1,200 rangers all over Africa, and that was like 2-3 years ago. It's likely more. Okay, 5 of those 1,200, 1,400 misbehaved in one single incident in one single country. The public all over the world now wants to cancel African parks. I mean, forget about the number of safe parks, African parks established. Forget about the wildlife and wildlife areas these people had saved and protected from destruction. No one has a clue of the days and nights and days and nights these people worked to collect money for some of the projects. And not only for the wildlife and the wildlife areas, but also for the people living in and around these areas. But no, drama sells, and it makes the news far longer than anything else. I told you, African Parks employed a foreign, independent company to investigate the allegations, and they were also honest enough to, once the investigations were concluded, actually issue a statement to say the investigation showed that these, and I'm almost sure it was 3 men, yes indeed, 3 out of 1,200, did perpetrate the deeds they were accused of. And yes, now there will be a path for the law to follow if it hasn't already. And I think it has already, because I know for a fact that 1 or 2 of these 3 accused had been in jail for a fairly long time already. You also cannot say African Parks caused it, because you see, African Parks train local people to do these jobs. Local people. It wasn't people African Parks imported from somewhere to do these deeds in the Barker region. The narrative surrounding this issue is so out of whack, it just ain't funny. And then, just as we were all giving up hope, Prince William comes along and puts perspective on the matter and talks about how many rangers are being harmed. Prince William launched a new series focused on the anti-poaching work of the rangers of the world. The BBC series is named Guardians. He highlights how dangerous the job is. So dangerous that rangers are frequently killed. Between June 21 and July 2022 of last year, at least 95 rangers were killed. Between 2011 and 2023, 565 rangers were killed, some by the militia, 66% by poachers, and there are obviously the encounters with wildlife itself. Now, I'm not saying 2 wrongs make a right. Absolutely not. But we can also not ignore the facts. If you acknowledge the one, then you have to acknowledge the other. And thank God Prince William has the intelligence and savvy to do so. One day I will take the time and I'll drive a few kilometers and show you a well-managed conservation area. Then I'll drive a few kilometers in the opposite direction and show you an area where folk do what they want. There is tradition, and then there is plundering. Remember, not all places have the same level of education and savvy. I'm not a huge supporter of big charity organizations. Please don't get confused at all. But there are indeed a few I will gladly help, and if and when I can. And Gift of the Givers, for instance, is definitely one of the best. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just giving them a pluck because I have firsthand seen the work they do. They are real, true humanitarians, not the Montecito diva donate to my cupboard type of humanitarians. Anyway, we are going off topic, I think. Crimes happen everywhere. Do you want to tell me there are more RAPES and assaults on the Barker people than randomly in, say, New York? These were crimes committed by criminals who would likely have committed these crimes had they been janitors or priests. Now, I really, truly hope that William's series Guardians will be a great success. Now, okay, I know it is Trooping the Colour today. I do not have much of an appetite for it today. I did 2 loads of dishes, 2 loads of washing, had a long bath, fed the animals. I'll watch it on a rerun tonight to see what Catherine was wearing. Likely an Alexander McQueen coat dress, or who's her other favourite? Can't think of it now. Anyway, so some kind of coat dress of sorts. And, you know, ADD, OCD, ABCDEFG is kicking in badly lately. It's really bad. You feel like you're going crazy. You pick up a cup and it had not been scrubbed underneath and you go crazy. I mean, that sort of thing. Well, I'm praying to God Catherine is not wearing a coat dress with fake pockets again today. I'll cry or break a crayon, I promise. Please, guys, hang in there for me. The pharmacy whom I've been with for years and years and years, number 1, did not warn me that my prescription is running out. And number 2, they would not give me even half a prescription just to last me through the week until next week. But I will go see the best doctor in the country, obviously in my opinion, for my prescription. And the coat dresses with fake pockets, the abuse of the word most, etc., will then not be as bad anymore. And all the crayons in the house will be safe once again. Never mind, let's move on. Okay, I had yet another good laugh. You see, these highs and lows, manic and depressive fluctuations are weird and funny if you look at it from the outside in. Well, and it's obviously funny for everyone else. It's not funny when I end up in bed crying later in the day. And then it's no longer funny to anybody around me or myself, like I said. But I did say we will move on, so come on, let's do it right now. Oh, glory, I see Meghan and Harry sacked their PR team. Lie, lie, lie. They did not sack anybody. These people quit. They gave in their resignations one by one, and they're even giving reasons, although they are cooked up reasons, but they're giving reasons for why they resigned. So Meghan with her "they were sacked" story, Meghan, go sack yourself. Anyway, the word is that Meghan is blaming the PR team for the twerking disaster. Can you freaking believe it? No way in hell would she have said yes or no, whatever it was that she wanted. I wonder if her PR team even knew she was putting that video up, or did she put it up at like 10 at night or 11 o'clock at night? I mean, really. Anyway, I just laughed and I said, poor idiots. Not even knowing whether I mean Harry and Meghan or the so-called sacked staff are the poor idiots. You see, the latest bunch of new staff weren't really new staff. All but one were actually with them for a year or a couple of months, okay? All they did was split the staff up into Harry's office and Meghan's office. You see, once again, Meghan could not keep her big mouth shut and go about her business. No, Meghan had to tell the world, or has to tell the world, when she takes a shit. So end of May it was announced Yes, Megan came down from the heavens and announced among a downpour of hellfire and brimstone that she, Megan, the Duchess of Pain and the you know what, will be splitting from the office of small h, the Duke of Mush for brains. Yes, indeed, they would each have their own chief of staff to manage their dentures. Oei, Freudian slip. I meant their ventures. Any case. Well, let's look at who left in this most recent episode of The Sinking of the Oswald Harkel Mach 103. Okay, Kyle Bullier, a deputy press secretary, and Charlie Gibson, the UK press officer, were both hired last year. Now, they were hired, but they were certainly not fired. Both of them resigned for better jobs. Okay, let's just leave it there. They also recently hired Meredith Maines, a chief communications officer, and Emily Robinson, a director of communications, are both now apparently running for the hills, although Meredith Maines said she's leaving because she's joining a bigger company and they are still going to work with Harry and Meghan, except that this time round they will have more people to work with Meghan and Harry's growing empire. Yeah, luckily I had a plug in it. Anyway, now remember last year Josh Kettler quit after only 3 months. Sarah Fosmo also recently joined as Meghan's chief of staff, and Miranda Barbeau, who had been with Harry and Meghan for a while, is now indeed Harry's chief of staff. Ashley Hansen, who had been with them and who had resigned a while ago, I think last year, also in October, thereabouts, but she only recently left, I think April this year. Now look, if you want a proper look at two people who are mentally unstable, number one, Harry and Meghan are perfect examples. Okay? If you want to look at two people who knows absolutely nothing about business, and number three, are utterly delusional, once again, Harry and Meghan are perfect examples. How anyone can still, after all the publicity, still want to leave a good job and go work for them, I have no idea. It does not even look good on their CV. Anyway, guys, we'll talk about this and more on a later video. And this coming week, I am finally going to get to the videos which are both semi-prepared, and then after that, or maybe before that, I'm just working up the courage for that one. I'm going to bring you a bombshell. Okay? One you may not expect to come from Old Bookie. Anyway, guys and girls, please stay healthy and stay safe until the next one. Bye.